After a night in a roly anchorage, we decided to leave early to head towards Torquay. We face the biggest seas we have ever experienced, and our battery alarm goes off, so we change our plans. Welcome aboard. If you're new here, we're Chris, Kelly, Olivia May and Orla J, a family of 4 chasing a dream, learning as we go. In August 23, we brought our new to us boat with no sailing experience. In June 24, we moved on board to save as much money as possible. Here we're documenting the highs and the lows as we learn to sail and prepare our floating home for a life of adventure, and we can't wait to share it all with you. After the worst night ever, the sunrise. I think that night has probably got to be worse than when we spent it at Lulworth. Yeah. After not getting up until 9-10 o'clock yesterday morning and feeling seasick, the kids decided to get up and sleep outside when we left this morning. Lily, smile. No, that's because we're the motherfuckers that are out here. The sea state is the biggest we have ever been in. The camera really doesn't show it, but they were around 2 metres every 1 to 1.5 seconds, which had not been predicted. You really need to watch closely to see the dolphins. They were hard to film with the sea state. Then the battery alarm went off halfway across Lyme Bay. This and the weather resulted in us changing our plans slightly.
For a drink of Coke, you've got to start getting your own from now on. Yeah? This is yours and Olivia's Coke. Orla's Coke. Do you want to drink a Coke? And I don't mean this, I mean, come and have a drink.
No.
It exploded.
At least it ain't oil.
Well, there is that, I suppose.
And
Morning everyone. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an update. We are currently in Torquay Marina because the wind picked up really, well, say the wind, it wasn't really the wind, it was the swell. We was getting quite big waves, we was rocking, bouncing, and it was very uncomfortable. Then the battery alarm started going off on the engine. So we decided, instead of having another roly night, that we would come into a marina and hopefully find out what the problem is with the battery so that we can get back home when it's time. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get that sorted very soon.
and then down to it's onto the
bow side old house bank, which that we're just using that as a stud at the moment, aren't we?
Yes.
Because obviously there's nothing on the negative side, so that's just being used as like a junction.
Yes.
So if I need spanners go. Right, negative is off.
Okay, now just splash it onto the terminal and see if there's any sparks.
Onto the one I've just took it off.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Brilliant. Okay, that's a good sign. That means then that we're not getting any interaction between the two systems. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, because obviously if it was drawing power from the other battery or wherever, by touching that it would spark.
I mean, you can prove that. Just check the switch. Just what I had in mind. Just the switch that's on the
nav desk wall.
Yeah, just turn that. Take off the negative terminal for a moment.
Yeah, that's off.
Switch the switch to the on position.
Yeah, I've done that.
And then you should find if you touch the negative, it should splash.
No.
No, nothing.
Nothing. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, we'll turn that switch back off again then.
Yeah, that's back to what it was.
Right. Okay, so let's just now look. So you got. I think we're going back to our idea then. It was DC charger that was giving priority to lithiums, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can prove that now. If you connect the negative back up again, so it's all connected up.
But if we've disconnected the DC to DC and when we turn the engine on it's still doing it, how is that you know what I mean?
What you do now is you put the little jumper plug back in the DC and then check what the voltage is on top of the starter battery again.
With the engine running again?
With the engine running, yeah. I mean, basically you can do it initially without and then with the engine running and see what happens.
Right, that's all connected back up.
Okay, so just check the voltage at the moment on top of the battery.
Voltage is 1329, 1330.
Okay, that's where you'd expect to be for a charged lead acid. And then if you put the DC jumper back in.
What have you done with that?
Lost it. Put it in his pocket.
Probably, knowing him.
Gone forever.
I've hid it in the... where it doesn't get lost. Right, that's back in.
Okay, and then check that voltage on top of the starter motor again.
Still 1330.
Okay, that's below the trigger voltage for the the DC should not be drawing. What state are the lithiums in? They're pretty charged now,
We're 57.
We're at 13.1 volts. Charge 14.5.
Yeah.
Delayed start 13.8 and then shut off 15.5. So if the starter battery has to be at 14.5 before the DC charger activates.
Yep.
And then when it gets to 13.5, if the DC drops below 13.5, it deactivates.
That's right. Now that I think is where we sort of. Was that the original figures? Or is that what you've tweaked it up to?
I've moved it up from 4. Wait a minute, I can tell you because I took a picture of it. It was at 14 and 13.10.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I've done it to. I've done it up a bit, which then obviously reduces how much the DC charger then works, because if it drops a little bit, it cuts that off, because we don't need the DC charger charging.
No.
It's just that it's giving it that little bit into it while the engine's running, but you don't want to give it too much.
No, you don't.
And run the risk of damaging the starter. So,
yes, exactly.
So obviously,
The DC charger should take care of that.
Yeah.
Because it acts like a little restrictor, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
doesn't allow stuff too much to go through to the lithiums.
See, at the moment it's on 1329 on the starter, so that's why the DC isn't doing anything to the lithiums. But as soon as we turn the engine on, obviously it jumps up to 15, whatever it was. So
yeah, let's try that then. Yeah,
so turn the engine. We can hear it from out here when it kicks in. Turn it on, Kate.
I'm just waiting for it to load up for me to press the start.
That's normal load. You can normally hear it change. Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be doing it. What?
Right.
So let me think about that a minute. You, just on your alternator, have you got a smart alternator?
No, it's just a bog standard one. It's
Box standard alternator.
yeah,
Okay.
we've never charged it. It's obviously just what was on when he changed the engine over.
Yeah, okay. So you got basically 14 volts. I'm just wondering where that 15 went to. That you had earlier.
Yeah, because obviously 14, it's not changed.
14.19, okay.
And then 1420, but it's not jumping like it was doing.
No, 14. That sounds.
That charges through the shore power.
Okay.
There's obviously through the old one, the Sterling one. There's two wires coming out of there. One, obviously there used to be three. One was to the domestic. Lumicon disconnected that when they installed the inverters because now that goes through there. So there's two wires. One goes to starter. One goes to bow thruster.
Yeah. Now, just on that one that goes to the starter, what that means, as I can see it, is that when shore power's on and the Sterling's working, then it's going to be providing a charging current.
Feed comes through the Sterling, which goes to the starter and the lithium, and then through whichever way. I don't know where it's wired up, how it gets to the links, because obviously this links is a power in, but I don't know where the power comes from the shore. I'm guessing it's from the diode. One of them wires goes into the power in, or does it go straight to the bus bar and then into the power, into the links distributor? Because something's got to come in. When we plug it in shore power, obviously it charges the lithiums, like we don't have to switch out or anything.
Yeah, and that's charging the lithium through the inverter.
Yeah, but I don't know where the inverters plug into the shore power.
Oh, gotcha.
But there's no wire from the Sterling one to the inverters. So whether they plug in from the starter, which means the starter gets charged from the shore power, and then the lithiums, well, the inverters draw from the starter motor. Can that happen?
I'm just thinking that through. So what I'm saying is, wherever the inverters are, there's no main connection to them. Is that right?
Not that I can see with wires what they've installed or anything, because you can tell which are old like positive wires to what are their new ones, because they've run all 70mm and it's like a lighter colour red than anything else that's in the boat.
Yes.
And I can't see anything that goes into this cupboard where the Sterling is. There's one there, but I wouldn't say that's not a 70mm cable, and they didn't put anything else other than 70mm cable in.
No, I mean the point is a major cable doesn't have to be 70mm.
No.
A major cable can be significantly lighter than that. That's why we have mains. But inverter, inverter putting out 240 volts, aren't they?
Yes.
So somewhere you've got a 240 volt distribution board.
That is where the DC is. We've got normal house breakers. We've got one of them.
Okay, just 13.47. Yeah, that's I expect the Sterling. The Sterling's powered up, yeah?
The Sterling's... Yeah, but there's no... Is there anything on that thing over there?
No, because we're not turned on. It's plugged in, but it's not turned on.
What?
It's not actually, shore power's not actually turned on. It's plugged in.
Why does this have to be turned on to make that work?
Well, I assume so, because we've got nothing coming in on it.
Okay, switch it on then and see Sterling online.
There we go, that's just clicked onto that. There you go. Now we've got shore power on.
See, that's still not doing anything now.
No, but that one will update before that thing, because that's just a relay of that. See, the Sterling's lit up, saying that it's got AC, and it's on, can't even see that, auto conservation modes. It's saying it's in float, but it's not showing any volts or amps coming in. But we don't really take any notice of that thing anymore, because we always run off what the shunt says, not off what the Sterling says. Because
what I'm looking at is what voltage Sterling putting on top of the battery.
Try your battery again with your voltmeter.
Right, so on. So that's still at 1346.
What was it before we turned it on?
1346. But turning that on doesn't touch that. That doesn't do anything.
Right, okay.
So you've still got the fuse fitted for the starters, the starter battery, haven't you, from the Sterling?
Yeah, because that's on engine. We've got an engine, a bar thruster, and then we used to have domestic, but the domestic's been disconnected.
Yeah. So you've got the so as far as we can see at the moment, starter boat battery is now a happy battery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not depleting. It's not changed since we've turned it off.
No.
It's not doing anything. It's still at 13.46.
Good. Okay, so that takes us back then to the valve. Now, just on your anchor windlass, which battery does that come off?
It's connected to, where the panel on the wall, where our 12 volt is, we have to press a button on there to turn the anchor on.
So I'm guessing that's connected to the, that will come through lithium.
Okay, because it's often the case that you have those, because you come off your domestic set normally, but normally you have your engine running when you're,
Yeah, we never turn it on without.
The only time we've ever used the anchor without is, when we're in the marina and we've dropped the anchor to do anything. Other than that, it's obviously the engine's always running to pull up and drop the anchor.
Yeah, that's when you're, particularly when you get the anchor up, you're not too worried about putting it out because there's not much load on it. But it's when you're hauling it up that you can get quite a bit of load on.
See, the first time we had this issue with the alarm on the engine doing it, we turned the engine on, but we didn't wait. We literally turned the engine on and then we went to pull the anchor up and it started sounding the alarm. But then as soon as the anchor was up and we'd motored for 10 minutes maybe, the symbol and everything just vanished off it. Whereas this time it came on, obviously, while we'd been motoring for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Let me just ask you a question. The first time it happened, was that when you had the lithiums, the new lithiums?
No, before the lithiums.
This was back in...
So it would make sense then that the new...
It was before May.
Yeah, it's probably April time.
Yeah, it was the first time we went back out.
On our own. Because
it was just me, you and the girls.
Yeah.
And then we went away in May and we was thinking, oh my God, what if it happens again? And it never happened.
Yeah, Kelly, just hang on a minute.
Sorry.
So that was before the DC
Yes,
charge was fitted.
Yeah.
But the problem you had recently with the lift fitted, we're now beginning to suspect that the DC charger was drawing too much. voltage on top of the starter battery to be high enough to stop the alarm from triggering.
Yeah, and because we've altered them settings on my phone,
Yeah.
it's not drawing what it wants, because we're saying that it's got to be at this setting before it takes it, and because them settings are a lot higher, the starter motor's not going to give it anything unless it gets to that settings, which then the boat is more happier with.
Exactly, that's my feeling.
After Chris and Bruno sorted the battery, we had 3 days to explore Torquay. Thank you for watching. Join us on Patreon, where you can get additional content available only to Patreons, early access to our videos, and added to a WhatsApp group where you can chat to us and ask us anything. We're also on Coffee, where you could send the girls an ice cream if you wanted to.